What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a quick video on features I believe that the Marvel Strike Force community would greatly appreciate right now. These are options and features that I think a lot of players have thought about, but I just want to highlight in this video in terms of what you guys think, and maybe these are changes we can see coming to the game. So I'm going to start with the obvious one here. That's a pain point, is Dark Dimension. You know, for those of you who may or may not know, Dark Dimension is an endgame mode where there's a boatload of rewards being rewarded to players that can bring a set number of characters to essentially go through and be able to defeat all the nodes leading up to the very end. And essentially what happens is it does actually give you the rewards twice, so you can run it. You generally can run each mode twice, and they have different sets of parameters. You can see with Dark Dimension 1, it required 6 stars. Dark Dimension 2 required characters with tier 13, tier 14. And obviously everyone right now is working on Dark Dimension 5, which requires tier 16. In case you guys were wondering, you can also check the rewards by hitting the little eye here next to the icon. And, like I said, you can only run it twice, but, this is one of the few modes in the game where it rewards you with, a really generous amount of resources in terms of bringing your account higher, and as well as your overall account progression. So, that being said, what I would like to see ideally in the game is, it's a shame that this is a one and done mode where, you can only do it twice and that's it. It would be really cool, I think, if, Scopely, Boundless decide to actually let players run this once a month. And the cool thing is, I'm not saying, it's overpowered in the sense that you can run every mode once a month. I'm just saying, maybe players can get an option to run it once a month, and that way we can reap some rewards. At the same time, characters that we've invested in already, that allows us the opportunity to take advantage of them and be able to get more rewards, especially with this game mode still being available to us. But when we rerun it, we don't get any awards whatsoever, unless you're going for the banner. I mean, otherwise it's just aesthetics, nothing else. So I think that would be a really cool feature to see in the game overall, especially given how much time and investment players have put into Dark Dimension, and even just the overall, synergy of creating strategies of different characters. I think that needs to get rewarded, and that creativity should be rewarded. So I mean, I think that will be a strong feature. A lot of players have speculated on it for a while now, but I'm not sure if they would ever entertain that, because as you may know, anytime there's an instance where the rewards come out to players, that's where they are hesitant on, and they do try to stinge on. So especially given what we've seen with recent events, another cool feature that I think that would add a lot of value in the game is honestly being able to convert your credits from other different stores, either ones that you've built up, to another credit. So I'll give you an example here. The two obvious ones that are building surplus, I'm sure, in many players' arsenal right now, is the Blitz Credits and as well as the Raise Credits. After you get all the characters to 7 yellow, unlocking all the different shards, there's not much you can do. I like the raid store because you can actually selectively choose the orange and purple gear, but afterwards, I still have 144,000. It would be nice if I could convert that potentially to arena or war credits. 2 credits that I would appreciate, because with Arena Store, we have the L3 training module, which in this case, any training gear that you can get your hands on is going to be building for the long term and helps, especially given that as a constraint. And the war credits are usually, very limited characters, and some of the best characters are in the store. On top of that, this is the few times that we can also get to choose teal gear to buy, and as well the orange material as well, which can be heavily sought after. So I think being able to convert credits that we don't need, such as Blitz and Raid, to another currency would be very, very highly appreciated in the community, because the Blitz credits for me is just going to keep going up. Every time there's a Blitz character that comes out, it's very easy for me to hit 7 yellow on them. And while we're on this topic of conversion of different credits, something along that line is the inventory system. So it's kind of funny. Almost every game I've played has an inventory tracker where it can ideally show you, everything you have in your inventory in terms of what you own. And the funny thing is they already do a good job in the game when you go to the supply store. So you can see here that I have 2,212 augmented basic catalysts right here. But what the game fails to do is actually show us the full inventory listing here. So I mean, it's already doing half the job. I don't see why they can't just create a little pop-up or a tracker on the right, or something that you can expand to actually access all. There is a roundabout way. So if you go to the war store here and you go to the orbs, and then it's either the orange gear war or the orange gear war orb 2, but unfortunately you can see that there is a caveat here. It only does capture the orange, so you have to do this for the other materials like purple if you want to take a look. But yeah, you can expand in it, and you can hit left pillar, and if you go to gear drop or for either or, you can actually see the inventory of what can be dropped in this orb. But then as well, if you hit it, if you click into it, it does show you how much you own. So I mean, it's already kind of doing it in a sense. I think it'd be easy for them just to consolidate that information into one pop-up, so it's a little expand in one of the menus here that you can just see everything. Because for those of you tracking and wanting to obviously invest in certain characters for Dark Dimension in the long term or even in raids, seeing that overview of every material that you have in your inventory is extremely useful for planning, as opposed to going through the supply store and hoping that it shows, so that way you can see a visual tracker of what you got. I think it's just such an easy little life upgrade that it would improve the quality of life for sure. Those of you reviewing and planning for which characters to build. This is going to be a big one. And the funny thing is, we already saw a sign of it a few months ago, but I'm not sure what happened with it. Maybe there was lots of glitches or bugs, but it's the auto raids. Raids is something we run every single day, and it's not just one raid, it's 2 raids back to back, especially if you're in an active alliance. And the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of raids such as alpha and beta where I just automatically hit auto when I'm in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth or when I'm on the transit to work. It's just automatic for me. And if it's already automatic to that point, I think that having an auto blitz feature similar to the auto blitz implemented in raids is something that would add a significant amount of value, because this is something that can take up easily half hour to an hour each day. Especially if we have teams that are already good to go and they're powerful enough to that just automate. But not having that feature and going through it manually each day eats up time from everyone, and that's such a simple quality of life upgrade that everyone would appreciate, especially for the Greek grades. Most of them at this point, alpha, beta, gamma, they're not really stressed out anymore. We have teams that are built up, the difficulties are just not that great anymore, and we either need more challenges or higher difficulty. But at this point, what the players need is some automation, so that way it makes their day-to-day a little easier, especially when it's something as simple as raids, and we already know which lanes we run, and there's 2 of them running each day. It just greatly would improve our day-to-day. And honestly, that's such a big feature, and it's already worked on before. I hope it actually gets finalized, so that way people can take full advantage of this. And last but not least, you guys, this is a simple one, but I'm surprised it's not been added yet as well. Is that, how we can also favorite characters here, so that way, for instance, I'm farming Captain Sam, so I'll go hit find here, and then obviously I can find a shard. Well, why can't we do the same thing for specific campaign nodes? I think that's a big one. For me personally, I'm always farming Doom Chapter 4 now, and in case you guys didn't know, right, Doom Chapter 4 is the only one that actually has teal gear for us to farm. So that includes 4.7, 4.8, 4.6 here, as you can see with the catalysts. All these ones have the nodes that we need to farm for teal gear in preparation Dark Dimension 5. I think it would be really nice if players get that option of customizing specific nodes as a favorite list that we can actually just jump to and shortcut to. Don't get me wrong, I can still go to Doom Chapter 4 quite easily, but in case, it's a good thing I'm not jumping between different campaign nodes right now, such as, the Heroes Chapter 7 or something. But my point is that it's such a simple feature to add, similar to what the characters already do. If we can do that for specific nodes, again, it's just that quality of life update that can greatly improve the performance, but as well as just players being able to navigate their day-to-day. What did you guys think of these proposed changes? I really like them personally. I think they would add a lot of value. But yeah, hopefully they can catch wind on some of these updates. Hopefully we get some of these, because I think they would greatly improve everyone's performance and just going through the object and going through their daily objectives and quests. So thank you guys. Do appreciate you checking out my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.